Hey, what's up everyone? I have several news topics to cover for this video, mostly regarding powerful dust storms, floods, earthquakes, and sinkholes, and things of that nature. Different, various strange occurrences taking place in the world around us. But first, I have some good news to share. President Trump, a little while ago, just a few minutes ago, did a speech and welcomed those three freed individuals, and stated that he wants to thank Kim Jong-un for releasing them. He would not state whether or not he has spoken to him yet or not, obviously, but he did release those three individuals who were imprisoned. So that is a big achievement to take place. Now on to the other world news. This powerful dust storm and rain leaves 11 dead in northern India. As you might have been hearing, the ground has been cracking up in India and Africa as well. So the ground in the south was cracking up, new rivers are forming, and it's been flooding in the south, and a dam broke in Kenya. As I stated in my previous video, a dam just broke several hours ago in Kenya because of the massive flooding. And now this powerful dust storm and lots of rain has left 11 dead, and that's just within the past hour or so. So this article goes on to state, in Lucknow, India, a powerful dust and rainstorm demolished homes and downed power lines in northern India, killing at least 11 people. An official stated this on Thursday, that a week after another unseasonably strong storm, an unseasonable storm, caused deaths and destruction in the same region just last week. Another one has moved through, causing massive destruction and damage and death this morning. The storm, with winds blowing up to 60 miles per hour, swept western parts of Uttar Pradesh state on Wednesday night, toppling trees and demolishing dozens of mud and brick homes, said Avanish Awashti, a state government official. This individual was a state government official of the area. They stated that it uprooted electric poles and downed wires, plunged several villages and towns into total darkness, and in addition to the deaths, 25 people were injured. The storm also hit New Delhi and parts of northern Himachal Pradesh and western Rajasthan states. But with weaker winds and no immediate reports of any casualties in that particular area. The India Meteorological Department said the stormy conditions were subsiding in northern India. On Wednesday night, 4 people died in the Etawah district, 3 in Mutara district, and one each in Agra, Aligarh, and Kanpur, and Firozabad. The towns in Uttar Pradesh state, Awashti stated. A similar unseasonable powerful storm and thunder showers a week ago left more than 120 people dead and another 200 injured in 5 Indian states. 73 of them died in the worst hit northern Uttar Pradesh state alone. So that same area dealt with a lot of damage and deaths last week from major storms, and now they're dealing with it again. The monsoon season is still nearly 6 weeks away in India. Another Uttar Pradesh state official stated that the storms have affected the lives of more than 100 million residents, who also lost cattle, buffalo, and crops. Just total devastation. Schools and colleges were closed in several districts based on the storms and the storm warnings. So, some other news. Here in the United States, the Weather Channel stated that these Montana floods forced mandatory evacuations of 60 Missoula homes. Some of the worst impacts from the flooding occurred in Clark Fork River, which runs through the center of the town, and more than 70,000 people who live there. So this was in the United States. Flooding worsened as the snow melted, and just not too long ago they had flooding from where the snow melted, and now they're going through this again, and dozens of homes were ordered to evacuate. Floodwaters took place, and in this town of 70,000 people. And there's actually a stream of extremely high-speed solar winds that are blowing around Earth, they stated, for the 4th day in a row. So some unexpectedly high solar winds have been speeding around the Earth, and that's the 4th day in a row that this has happened. And in other news, an earthquake swarm in El Salvador has taken place, where more than 740 earthquakes have hit this area, shown here, triggering the evacuation of nearly 2,000 people in the last 4 days alone. So that's 740 earthquakes in just a few days. A swarm of earthquakes is currently rattling this area of southern El Salvador as of May 9th, 2018. 4 days after the beginning of the seismic unrest, more than 730 earthquakes hit the area, damaging nearly 289 homes, producing small landslides and prompting evacuations for more than 2,000 people. The swarm began on Sunday with at least 9 quakes of magnitude 4.3 or greater, including 3 of a magnitude 5.2 to a 5.6. Just got some breaking news. The Middle East is on the brink right now. The Middle East on the brink. They're having several with Syria, Iran, and Israel battling missiles back and forth. So they stated that it's on the brink. I'll see what they have to say on ABC News later. But back to this article. More than 730 quakes and 2,000 people evacuated, and 289 homes damaged within just a few days. This is the area right here shown where the epicenter is at. So the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources tweeted just a few hours ago that the swarm of earthquakes took place of over 747 quakes, and 110 earthquakes have been felt by the people there. So as of May 8, 2018, authorities already installed 26 shelters, 13 in this area here alone, and 6 there, and 7 in El Carmen, to accommodate 2,043 people, or 453 families that have been displaced from their homes by the tremors. So prayers and thoughts and much love goes out to everyone going through these situations. That's the swarm of earthquakes, and some of the damage shown by the huts, the individuals that live there. So El Salvador has registered 12 seismic swarms in the past 27 years. In 2011, an earthquake series with more than 1,000 tremors rattled the exact same area than today. And today there have been nearly that same amount. This article coming from Smithsonian.com, massive sinkholes once again open up in New Zealand. So New Zealand's been dealing with these huge cracks and massive sinkholes, and once again opening up more again. The gaping chasm has revealed 60,000-year-old volcanic deposits. You can find videos on YouTube of these mammoth sinkholes that are opening up in New Zealand on their farmland. So New Zealand farm workers, they were rounding up cows in early morning last week when this individual stumbled upon a huge sinkhole that seems to have torn through the entire property overnight, according to Yasemin Saplakoglu of Live Science. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. The crater measured around 655 feet long and 65 feet deep. Local experts are saying it is the biggest sinkhole they have ever seen. The farm is located in the Rotorua district of New Zealand's North Island, and it sits along the crater of a long dormant volcano. Brad Scott, a volcanologist with the research organization of GNS Science, tells TVNZ that he was able to see the original 60,000-year-old volcanic deposits at the bottom of the newly formed crater. Speaking to Radio New Zealand, Scott notes that he has never before encountered such a large sinkhole in New Zealand. ever, and he believes that the gaping chasm will continue to get even bigger. This will erode back, the sides will continue collapsing, and the hole will open over the next 10 years or so. So over the next decade, they will experience a larger crater. According to New Zealand's Earthquake Commission, collapsed holes are quite common in the Rotorua region, which is filled with soft pumice-based soils, water seeping into the ground or the soil beneath the surface, creating cavities or tunnels. When the subsurface cavity gets so big that it cannot support the land above it, the ground collapses into a sinkhole. The United States Geological Survey notes that the formation of sinkholes typically occurs gradually and imperceptibly, but sometimes these dramatic chasms will appear seemingly out of nowhere, and that seems to be what's happening quite commonly across this world. These sinkholes and chasms are just opening up, these huge chasms out of nowhere. So you have these huge chasms opening up out of nowhere everywhere, which should take a whole lot longer than what it does. But with all of these people attacking Israel, and Israel vice versa, back and forth, I mean, tensions are rising, a lot of things are happening. But moving back to this, by analyzing the ancient volcanic debris in the sinkhole, scientists have learned more about the area's geologic past. So, they say they hope that livestock does not fall into it. So, I'll bring you the latest developments on all of this as I receive it. So, I thank you for watching. Stay as safe as possible, and feel free to check out this YouTube video. I'll post a link to this article below where you can check it out. So, peace and much love. Bye.